Rather, what I would do is I'll describe the student. This is the person. This is how much I know this person. This is how I know them, and I find these things wonderful about this person. And I'll describe everything, and then I'll ask, how can you write a recommendation letter now? Then it will give me a sample recommendation letter on which I'll further build. What I'm saying is, imagine talking to an expert who is infinitely patient to listen to you. That's how you use ChatGPT or any such tools. And they should be used not to replace your work, but to assist in you doing your work better. All right? Because if you let it replace your work, one day it will replace your job. If you let it assist you in being smarter and working smarter and creating smarter content, you are actually telling, I am someone who knows something, knows how to handle ChatGPT to make my work better. And if you can illustrate that, your job is saved. Otherwise, if you're going to say, let it replace you, soon it will just replace your job entirely. Remember that. Anyway, going forward, this is, I'm not advertising Bing or anything. Uh, ChatGPT or Bing uses GPT-4. That is a newer version of ChatGPT. That's why, and also it will give you references for whatever it is claiming. That's one of the reasons why I use it, because more credible and you can trust the process. Anyway, second. Okay. Now, where we stopped in last class is perpetuity. A perpetuity is an annuity which lasts forever. Annuity, earlier we said, it either ends in a fixed period or lasts forever. And every annuity problem that we did were those which ended in a few years. So a perpetuity is an annuity which lasts forever. Assessment formula was given by present value of perpetuity is A by R, where A is the capital and cost of capital, R is the cost of capital as a proportion, or the discount, or whichever term we used. Now, this one question I quickly did in the last class, and I'm going to not solve it now. Can you recollect how we did it? If you have your notes, flip through the notes, recollect how you did it, solve it. Same question, it's the same question. Solve it yourself, but this time with a twist. Usually I tell you to post only the final answer, right? I would like you to write it neatly and present your answer correctly. How would you present it in such a way that people who read the answer will understand it as they read it? All right. So write the answer properly as if you'll write for the examination. And when I tell you, click a picture of it, send it in the chat box. All right. And yeah, I am still deciding. Most probably, I'll consider this interaction in classroom as one of the factors for internal marks. In that case, I think 3 or 4 of you have scored 100 out of 30. That's how active they were. Others, absolute silence, right? Okay. Now, please try the problem and present it neatly. This time, same question, right? So this time, think about how you can present it neatly and put it in the chat box. And we will do one thing as you finish. Once you have written, put it in the chat box. We'll see how each person, and if someone else is, because our aim is not a competition with each other, but rather bring out a better way of presenting our answer neatly. So if you're finished, put it in the chat box. If someone else has an improvement on it, they can work on it. Or if someone else presents a different way of presenting the answer, we can try to merge the best of all. So solve, put it in the chat box. I'm going to give you 5 minutes for it. Yeah, that'll be solid. Till 2:08, I'm hoping at least, let me be optimistic to say at least 20 responses, because out of 70, to mark only 2 or 3% is too hard, right? Why should we do this is another question. Thing is, so usually when we correct papers, I don't know who's going to correct your paper, but I would love if the evaluator, whoever it is, says, oh, they know how to write the answers right. Thing is, usually when we correct papers, if you see this Bing thing, what I gave is this much. And what we would search for, because sometimes your writing is sometimes not legible enough, that what will be what we will be searching for is these keywords. Is it somewhere there in your answer? If it is there, somehow give some mark and end. But rather, if your answer is as clear as this, imagine the joy of the teacher who is reading it. Imagine if you were correcting, what kind of answer paper would you enjoy correcting? So that's why we should also think about my answers and not just this paper. How do I make it, present it in such a way that it is appealing for the teacher who corrects it also? All right. If you're done, please send it in. Click a picture of your notebook and send it in. It's okay if you're wrong. It's perfectly fine if you're wrong. What would matter is that you tried. Someone finish? Can you respond if you are set? All right, I am hoping that you are trying. If yes, please send it in. And if you are sitting in a restaurant, please take a small napkin, write on it, write your thoughts and send it in. Pretty open about it, but would love if you are trying. All right, not getting any responses, so I'm going to go with, can you react if you are trying to do it? Some reactions if you are trying to do it now. Okay, one hand raised. Two. Okay, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'll give you time. Ah, there are a few of you. That's wonderful. I'll give you guys time. Yeah, any sincere attempt should be appreciated, and I would definitely appreciate that. Waiting for your input. At the same time, think about this as well. Who you are, your personality reflects a lot on your answer sheets. How do you present yourself better in the answer sheets? How do you make your answers a bit more organized? How do you make your answers a bit more concise, at the same time contains all the essential information? How do you make your writing a bit more neat so that those who read it feels like reading it, feels like, oh, I should. I'm not saying these are absolute essentials, because even if you write, as my niece and nephew would say, even if you write kacha mucha, that's what they say for my handwriting. Even my handwriting is not neat, right? So they would say, even if you, they say, achacha, they call me achacha. Achacha, your handwriting is kacha mucha. So even if your handwriting is kacha mucha, it's perfectly fine, long as the information is there. These are some added information, added addition. It's like cherry topping to an ice cream. That adds to the flavor, that adds to the taste. So how do you present it better? Okay, now time is running out, so I'll continue. You guys have any attempts? You can click a picture and send. Hmm? I would love. I would wait for it. Because we have spent nearly 10 minutes on it. We will. When you're done, send it in. How I did last time is present value is equal to A by R, where A is equal to is given and R is equal to is given. Therefore, present value is equal to, substitute the values and you get the answer. As easy as that is my take on it. But I don't know. The beauty is we all have a unique way of thinking about it. So, and you'll have a lot of questions when you're trying to do it in a different way. That is going to teach you a lot of new things. This is my way of doing, and I think this is the same way I did last time. 35,000 divided by 0.09 equal to rupees 38,880. All right, your attempt, I'm looking forward to it. It's okay if it's the same as well. You can send it in. As I said, appreciate anything. Okay, now let's see the problem in a different way. Signature Builders and Company is considering a shopping mall project that would cost 40 lakh now and yield 8 lakh per annum every year in perpetuity, starting a year from now. So not now, they're going to start getting the earning only after a year. Now, the cost of the capital is 15%. Assess whether the project is viable. All right. Hmm? At how do we do? Let's see. Solution at year 0, expense of rupees. We are spending rupees 40 lakhs for the project. Year 1 onwards, let's say onwards, we get an income at cost of capital 15% or 0 percentage or 0.15 rupees 8 lakh per year. Therefore, present value will be equal to your cash flow into discount factor, that is equal to cash flow is 8 lakh per year into discount factor is 1 by R, that is 1 by 0.15. Can you tell me how much you get? 8 lakh into 8 lakh divided by 0.15. How much do you get? Equal to 53 lakh 33,333.33 paise. Now, thing is, this is our revenue generated approx over the time. Therefore, net present value is equal to 53 lakh 33,333.33 minus our investment is equal to rupees 13 lakh 33,333.33, which is greater than 0. Net present value is positive. Hence, we can conclude that what can we conclude? We can then conclude that the project is viable. All right. Now, I hope you understood how to do at year 0 your expense, and year 1 onwards calculate the perpetuity for the present value, present value in perpetuity for the rate given, cost of capital given, and see whether you have a positive net present value, that is year 1 onwards minus the expense. If that's positive, you can conclude that the project is viable. If you understood, can you give me some reactions? If you understood how to take the problem forward, can you give me some reactions? Okay. Now, those who did not understand, can you give me the surprised emoji? And is there anyone who did not understand what we are doing? All right. I don't see any responses, so I'm guessing that all of you understood, which is a very scary thing because what happens is in class, we had practical exams last week. So in class, I would always urge them, when you're in class, please try and ask your doubts. Problem is, during exam, even if I'm your invigilator, even if I'm standing right next to you, if you have a doubt, whether it's a genuine doubt or whatever it is, I'm not allowed to tell you even a word. Neither would I tell you anything. Because all through the semester, you're given a chance during the class to ask doubts, if any. And in fact, some teachers do not spare moments saying, okay, if you have any doubt, please ask. We are even spending few minutes saying, you have a doubt, please respond. Or you guys have tried to come meet me. And last few weeks were crazy. If not for that, I tried my best to make myself available or assured that you guys got the help that you needed. So please assure that you make use of it. And I'm sorry those whom I couldn't meet yet, but let's try. From this week onwards, it will be a bit relaxed, hopefully. So let's try to catch up. Anyway, now, if you have understood this, notice that initial investment is 40 lakhs and you're yielding 8 lakh per annum. Suppose the cost of capital is 25%. All right. In that case, what will the project be viable? Please observe, please do the calculation, needed calculation, and put your get your thoughts ready. I'll maybe, yeah, let me see. I would try to put a quiz for you to respond to. So some of you are shy that you don't respond to anything but quizzes. So let me just make a best of it. Okay. Okay. Once you're done calculating, put your thoughts in the all right, waiting for your responses. 2 responses so far. 3. 4. But yeah, I would love those who finish. I would love if you quickly write down your answer quite neatly as possible and send a shot of your screen. Just an option, just a request. I don't want to force anyone. Now, the thing is, sometimes, unless forced, we don't do anything of this sort. Notice one thing, the reason I don't want to force anyone is because why are we doing it? For your good. If you're not convinced that it is for your good, you're not convinced that you want to do 1 or 2 lines extra just to make your answers better, what's the point in me forcing you? I can give you opportunity. It's up to you to take the opportunity. Okay. Yes, I'll wait for your responses. You can continue putting in the now. Year 1 onwards. Income at cost of capital 25% or 0.25 with rupees 8 lakh per year. Therefore, present value is equal to 8 lakh into discount factor is 1 by 0.25, and I believe I can calculate this faster. This is 100 by 4, 4 by 100 by 4, 4 by 100, 100 by 4, and 2 lakh. Yeah, that you can calculate without a calculator actually. You want to try? How would you do that? 8 lakh is the 0.25 is 100, sorry, 4 divided by 100. Is it? It is. Now, no, not 4 divided by, sorry, 25 divided by 100. So 1 by 25 divided by 100. So you have 100 by 25. Or you have this as 5, right? No, 4. So 4 or 5? 4 or 5? Even the basic math, I'm not getting any response. So I'm just going to do it. Am I right? So 8 lakh into 4. That is quite easy. 8 lakh into 4 is 8 into 4, 32. Put the zeros there itself, and you are done. So we can say net present value is equal to rupees 32 lakh minus 40 lakh, which is equal to minus 8 lakh, implies project is not viable. Hope you got the idea of how the problem was done. Can you respond or react if you understood? And many of you have responded to the chat, to the quiz. Around 9 of you have responded. That's wonderful. All right. Now, yeah. Now, I am going to leave this question with you for 2 minutes. Only thing you have to answer is, I'll pause the question. Read through the question. It talks about Lewis's Entertainment has arranged a 18-year lease for a building for studio at an annual rent of rupees 90,000. The first, 90,000 is too less, right? Let me add a zero then. Okay. Because 90,000 in a city like Bangalore, who would, that will be way too cheap, and that's even cheaper than a house rent. 9 lakh. The first rental payment is paid immediately, and the others are to be paid at the end of each year. Now, lease is for 18 years. What is the present value of the lease at 9%? Hmm? This is a question. My question is different. My question is, let me put a form there. Hmm? In this case, should we use annuity formula or perpetuity? Okay. All right. Yeah. The initial question that you have to tackle is there in the chat box. Waiting for your responses. Should we use annuity or perpetuity? That's a question. Perpetuity is a special kind of annuity. And what is its specialty? Can you respond in the chat box? Two responses so far. My essential question is, what is the difference between annuity and perpetuity? The definition statement itself is quite clear about it. Based on that, I want you guys to judge which one to use. So are we going to use annuity or are we going to use perpetuity? 6 responses, and all of you in one tone has said one answer. So let's solve it then. Hmm? But there's a small trick here. The first rental payment is paid immediately, and others are paid at the end of each year for 18 years. The lease is for 18 years. What is the present value of the lease at 9%? Now, let's try. Solution. Given the first payment is rupees 9 lakh. Is paid now. That is, since it's paid now, present value of this payment is nothing but present value of first payment is equal to rupees 9 lakh. Well, in that case, from payment 2 to final payment after for 18 years is where we have to do the calculation. That is, from payment 2, payment 2, that is from payment for year 1 to 18, present value can be calculated with annuity formula. Now, present value for rupees 1 with R is equal to, what is your R here? 9% or 0.09, and your term here is N is equal to how much? N is equal to 18 or 17 is the question. Here first year is covered. From year 1 to 18 is what we are dealing with, therefore N is equal to 17. I have given you a table, or you can go ahead. Therefore, annuity factor, you can either use the table, or you can either use a table for annuity factor, or you can use the formula which was taught. Annuity factor is equal to 1 by R into 1 minus, right? Was it minus or plus? Do you remember? One minus 1 by 0.09 to the power 17. You can find the annuity factor this way or from the table. R here is 0.09. From the table, let's go to the table. That's why I kept the table here, because we can refer to it later. Yeah. From the table, for the period of 17 years, for the period of 17 years at 9%. That's right. For the period of 17 years at 9%, we have the value as, we have the value as 8.54363. So we can go ahead from the table. Annuity factor is equal to 8. I forgot 8.54363. 8.54363. Yeah. Therefore, what can we say? Therefore, present value for year 1 to 18 is equal to whatever is our amount. Our amount is 9 lakh into annuity factor, that is 8.54363, and you're left with, what's the amount? Final answer? $76,892.67. Thus, therefore, what can we say? The total present value is equal to this year's rupees 9 lakh plus year 1 to 18 rupees 76,892.67. And what do you get? Equal to 85 rupees, 85 lakh 89,267. All right. Now, with that question, I'll wind up. Another way, just a small note. Another way to do it is, in the same case, present value can be given as present value is equal to 1 plus A into annuity factor A into 1 plus annuity factor. Essentially taking this 9 lakh out of this, and you can also find the answer directly. Mainly, why do we have to do this here? Because the question claims that first installment is paid now. That doesn't amount to future installments cost, or the future installments lease percentage. Okay. Now, I hope you have learned something new in this session, but I wished some of you responded with your thoughts. So anyway, we'll try again later, maybe. And yeah, this time I'm not going to joke. There are around 10 people present in the class, and I'm going to give attendance for only those people. So with that, we'll wind up the session. Why did I say 10 people? But don't you see around, don't you see around how many participants? 46 participants? I don't know. I'm not sure. I got responses from around 10 to 12. All right. So,
Sir, actually the
yeah.
annuity factors formula you've written, it shouldn't it be 1 minus 1 divided by 1 plus 0.09 to the power
Oh, yeah,
17?
1 plus 1 plus. Yeah, I wrote it wrong. 1 plus 0.09. Yeah. I knew that I'm a bit lazy and I'm not going to calculate the formula. I must confess that. So, often a table is much easier, right? Because to find to the power 17 is not enjoyable, right? You have a lot of calculation to do. So but I still wanted to write the formula. I went a bit sloppy with it. I'm sorry. Thank you for pointing it out. That's true. Good that we corrected it now itself. Thank you. All right. Yeah, if you calculate the formula as well, some fractional differences will be there. Other than that, you'll have the same answer. All right. So thank you guys. We'll wind up for now. And I hope we can all meet sometime, chat sometime. And hopefully before the class finishes, let's try one offline meetup. Not a class, or if you're okay with a class, we'll have a class where we meet up, at least see each other, get to know more people in campus. But yeah, try to figure it out. We don't know when. And if you guys are okay with class, we can have an offline session where just to meet each other, get to know each other. All right. Because sometimes